everybody, today let's talk about coil tattoo machines versus rotary tattoo machines and what machine is best for what situation when you're tattooing and all the different things that go through my mind when it comes to picking the type of machine at the beginning of a tattooing session. So let's get into it. This one just keeps trying to roll away. Alright, so we have all of our machines set out here into different categories. We have coils over here on the left, hybrid rotaries in the middle, and just regular old rotaries on the right. So I guess we'll start out with, we put our stencil on, and now it's time to do our outline. So what machine I would be reaching for when it comes to an outline. For quite some time I was using rotary tattoo machines, and I've recently, within the last year, switched back to using coil tattoo machines for a few reasons. So anytime I'm doing any type of outline, I'm most likely reaching for one of these two machines. These are the Vlad Blad Pro liners. The pink and blue one is the fine liner, and the black one is the infinite liner. Now, both of these machines are set up very specifically for different type of noodle groupings. My God, what is happening? Needle groupings. The main difference here that you're going to see besides the colors is the armature bars. Now, the fine liner you can see is thinner and lighter opposed to the infinite liner, to where it's thicker and heavier. So if I'm lining with a 3, 5, or 7, I can confidently and very efficiently line with this fine liner. I'm going to be able to line really quickly. And if I'm doing anything bigger than that, a 9 all the way up to an 18 round shader, I'm going with the infinite liner because it is going to hit heavier, and I'm going to be able to move just as quickly with an 18 round shader as I can with a 5 liner with this, just because of the way that they're set up. So that's why I'm going to be reaching for a coil over a rotary when it comes to lining. Now, a lot of people think you can just turn up a rotary higher to line faster, which is true to a certain point, but I've experienced at a certain point the rotaries are just going to end up kind of cutting people because they're moving so fast. And the difference between coils and rotaries is coils run off of force and rotaries run off of speed. So a rotary motor, when you turn the voltage up, is going to just spin faster. When you turn the voltage up with a coil, it's going to hit harder because it's turning this magnet into a stronger magnet as you turn it up. So an important thing to remember is rotary runs off of speed and coil runs off of force. So that's why coils are just more efficient for lining, and that's why I like them. Now, you can get away with lining with a rotary for sure. I did it for a long time, but as I progressed as an artist, I felt like these were holding me back. At a certain point, I wanted to be able to move faster because my skill was going past the abilities of these machines, and I'm really excited that I was able to move back into coils and realize that this was kind of the bottleneck that I was facing. Now, a lot of people will like to use these hybrid rotaries for lining, and I do too, but for certain reasons I'll go into, I'm more attracted to coils. This is the Dan Cuban 46er, which I just got like a month ago, and this is the Vlad Blad Avenger 2 Pro. Now, these are both hybrid rotaries, I guess you would call them. You can see that the motor is in the housing sideways, and when the motor spins, it turns the cam on the side, which makes the armature bar go up and down. Now, a lot of people like these for outlines because they're a little bit more simple to deal with than coils, which is fine as well. I don't have a full opinion yet on this machine. I do have a full review on this machine, but I've only used the Dan Cuban a handful of times, but I do know a lot of people love this thing for outlining. It's just you kind of have to fine-tune how you want this thing to run and how you have it set up in order to be really efficient with it, and I haven't really had the time to mess with it yet. So I will have more of an opinion on this one within the coming months. So after you get your outline done, you go into your black shading or your color, and I would be up in the air depending on what it is between Rotary and the coils. Here we have two different shader color packer type of coils. This is a Scott Sterling, and this is the blacker packer from Vlad. You can tell that these are differently built than the liners. You can see the main difference are the armature bars, and this one is such a crazy looking armature bar. It looks like a hammer. Why is this not focusing? But this is a very, very heavy hitting machine, and I don't really honestly use coils too much for solid black or shading or solid color. I do like to use them occasionally when I'm feeling more traditional in my tattooing, but I'm just so comfortable with a rotary pen or just a standard rotary like this to where you would put a disposable grip on it. The thing is about shading or packing color with a rotary is if you're not careful, you can beat up the skin really quickly. There's really no feedback. This thing just keeps going. And if you, I mean, you can beat up the skin with any of these machines, but I find that with rotary, you have to really, I guess, understand your technique when you're putting in the skin. But for me, I like doing black shading or solid color or, color blending with rotary. I just like the way it feels. I haven't tried the Dan Cuban with any shading or any color packing, but I have with the Vlad, and it works really well, but I do prefer the pens just because it's just more of a natural feel. Now, how I was talking about these coils are specifically made for a specific job. Rotary tattoo machines are attempting to be more, I guess, all-arounders, to where you can see this one. This goes from 4.2 millimeter stroke all the way down to a 2.0 millimeter stroke. Now, I find that all these all-arounder tattoo machines are kind of only really good at one thing, which is usually shading. You put this at the 4.2 millimeter stroke and try to line, you're gonna really be struggling. At least that's my experience. I don't enjoy anymore. I used to like lining with these because that's kind of all I used, so I was like, oh, this one's better than this one, and I would kind of nitpick back and forth, but overall I would say pen machines and rotary machines like this, these are more for just shading. Color packing, they work really well. So yeah, that's my thought on all these different types of machines. And I guess you can go into each individual one and go a little bit deeper, but I don't want this video to be super long. So yeah, at the end of the day, lining all day with coils, sometimes with the, oh geez, I'm gonna break something. Sometimes with the hybrid rotaries, and then shading, color packing all day with rotaries, sometimes with coils, depending on how I'm feeling. But at the end of the day, let me know what you guys like and tell me if I'm wrong, and if I am, then it is what it is. But either way, thank you very much for watching. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. And if you want to see me kind of go more in depth in the difference between these two machines, maybe I can take one of each apart and kind of show you more so the insides of them and how they function more. Maybe that might be a cool video. Leave it down in the comments. But either way, thank you for watching. Talk to you guys later. See you later. Bye.